again, everybody, and welcome to the post-game edition of Browns Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, and this is where we get you caught up on some of the latest news involving our Cleveland Browns, and we give you our takes along the way, and finally, we are celebrating a win. The ball is here. We heard that a couple of times today. The defense was barking. And yes, we're playing the song for sure. Today, we will have a Victory Monday, but let's get through a Victory Sunday first. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episodes, who subscribes to the channel, members of the Dog Pound, and all of you. Get your comments in the viewer comment section. We already had some come in, and so let's get to it, folks. We finally scored 20 points in a game, but it wasn't because the offense was humming. Now, it was the defense that was a big deal once again, and it just took over this game. We'll talk about what we learned, and then down in the viewer comments, someone says, check this out. All right, we will. But first things first. Now, come on. You knew we were going to win when I saw the Unabomber was coaching Miami. Like, what the hell does he know about football? So it's like Mike McDaniel didn't even come. So I'm like, well, that was good. When I saw that at the beginning of the game, I said, oh, our chances of winning this game have just gotten way better. And then the game started, and guess what? Quinshon Judkins was carrying the ball. And guess what? Good things were happening. I have a feeling Kevin Stefanski watches our show 100% because he did exactly what I've been saying we should be doing for the first 7 weeks of the season. We finally did it. I'm convinced. Kevin, great. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, Kevin. Would love, but he probably did already. And for all I know, he probably puts his comments in the viewer comment section for all we know under an alias. But I digress. Probably doesn't call himself Stefrodsky though, like some of the other viewer. But the offense in the first half, looked great. We gotta celebrate the positives here first. Okay, let's look at some stats. And Judkins 18 carries in the first half. The first half alone. And I've bbeen saying 20 minimum for him. Although Dylan Sampson still nowhere to be found, and I just see I can't figure that out. We'll get to all of that when I want to try and stay as positive as possible because we won 31-6. So I'm going to just help me stay positive here. Gabriel 13 for 18, 116 yards. I'm the guy that said I wouldn't throw the ball more than 15 to 20 times. We did that. I said run Judkins at least 20 times. I said, if you can't run on this team, you're not going to be able to run on anybody. 25 carries for 84 yards. Here's the thing. With the offense, everything comes with a but. Okay, Dillon Gabriel, 13 of 18, 116 yards. But probably should have had a couple of passes intercepted. Quinshon Judkins, 25 for 84 and 3 touchdowns. Judkins is the first Browns player with 3 rushing touchdowns in a game since Nick Chubb on September 18th, 2022. So that's all great. But 9 carries, 8 yards in the second half. The running game was non-existent in the second half for whatever reason. We'll talk about it. Harold Fanning Jr., 4 catches, 36 yards. Thrash had a catch. I mean, there wasn't much going on. Judy actually caught 2 passes for 17 yards. So, there's that. So that's that. But again, there's the but. We finally scored 20 points, but I mean, we didn't do much in the second half, folks. When you look at it, the offense just, get up the box score. We scored 14. We scored 3 in the first quarter. The 14, the Judkins scores. In the second quarter, so you get a home run, the 46-yarder from Judkins, and then the second Judkins touchdown was set up by some gift penalties. I mean, as a Browns fan, even I'm going, wow. I'll take them. There were some you heard Adam Archuleta talk about Gabriel and the careless throws. So outside of the Judkins home run and the penalties that got us into the red zone, and then we go this Wildcat stuff that almost completely backfired. Again, trying to be too cute. I don't understand that. It's like, why ruin a good thing? And we're still taking, we're taking first series, taking Judkins off the field, 3rd down and 3. Like, give him the ball. Just give him the ball. We're trying to throw and do the play calling still sketchy. Miami had 9 penalties for 94 yards, almost 100 yards in penalties. That equals a score, essentially. Like, you get anything over 60 to 70 yards of penalties as a team, you're giving up points, and they did. I mean, the Browns were lucky, in some respects. So the offense. Yes. Did we score over 20 points? Yes. Did we score over 30 points? Yes. But the defense had a lot to do with it. And so here, let's take a look. The defense just continues to dominate. We got some stats for you. Here are the defensive stats. 4 takeaways today, 3 interceptions and a fumble, the most in a game since week 7 of the 2022 season against the Colts. They were playing with energy, man. Again, as usual, they were just flying everywhere. They were blitzing more. Miles made his voice be heard this week, told Coach Schwartz, man, we got to blitz some more. And so they did. And it paid off. Garrett ended his 3-game streak without a sack. But how about Tyson Campbell? In the right place at the right time. First play of the second half. And that was just huge. With us leading 14-6 after we gifted them that field goal, the special teams breaking down again. We'll get to that in a second. That's what I'm saying, folks. This is great, but this is how we should have been winning games earlier in the year. Doesn't have to be pretty, but look at this. As bad as here's the thing. I'll say it. As bad as the offense was, you could say it that way, but this was the best offensive performance we had all year, and we won 31-6. We should have beat Cincinnati like this. We should have had the Minnesota game. That game we should have won. This team is so much better than the record shows. We saved our season today. Thank God. But Tyson Campbell, man, the pick 6, his 34-yard interception return, the first since Ronnie Hickman on December 28th, 2023. So the defense, that's when you get the turnovers, which we haven't been getting. We only had 2 turnovers heading into this game. And to do what they did, do you see how it all comes together and how you're able to win these games? And so you had the 3 picks, Campbell, Hickman, and Jenkins on that blitz in the end when we pinned Tua just had to get rid of it. He had no choice, and he threw it right to Jenkins and set up Judkins' 3rd touchdown. But man, oh man, defense just playing with a ton of energy as they, as they have all year. There's a fumble recovery. Alex Wright with 4 tackles. We had the sacks. Don't forget, we had the Delpit forced the fumble. Jerome Baker forced a fumble. Delpit had the sack. Garrett had the sack. And then McMillan had the sack, that one late. This defense, again, just can't say enough about it. It just continues to dominate. And the way it looked today is the way it should have looked all season long. If the offense just musters up something and lets the defense get off the field for a little while and rest up so they can come back out there and play with the hair on fire again. That's all we're asking for. That is all we're asking for. And they did it today. This is exactly the way I thought we'd be winning games before the season even started. It finally came together today. And here we go. Here's the coach.
Got you and our runners into the second level as much as we could because we knew they would make some yards. So there were some things that we blocked up really well. If you block it up well for Quinshawn, he's going to make a lot of yards.
Yeah, he is, coach. He sure is. Absolutely. So here, let's hear a little more of them.
Some of the matchups we wanted to get to, but I thought those guys played really, really well. We played hard. We played hard like we do. Ball found us a couple times, and as we've talked about, those takeaways come in bunches.
Kevin, how did it feel to, you guys were away from Huntington Bank for almost a month, come back, come down here in these horrible conditions? How good did it feel? How good did it feel to give the fans a victory like this in the pouring rain?
Yeah, shout out to all the fans that were out there in some non-ideal conditions, and they stuck with us, and they always do, and we're very appreciative of the support we get.
Yeah, but it rained, but they're both playing in it, so they did a nice job in the rain.
I think, like I told you guys, young players get better. They learn from mistakes, and it's our job to coach them up. So he's a young player that we think very highly of, but I think he will only get better.
Kevin, Dillon only had like 116 yards passing, but I mean, he used his legs.
So here's a question about Dillon's performance. Let's see what he says.
Third straight game. How important are those kind of things to you?
Yeah, I think every game is different, Mary Kay, and what you're going to have to do. I thought a couple of times we were trying to get him on the perimeter in these conditions, knowing that it's going to be hard to start and stop. We have to do a better job of getting some guys open throughout this game, but to play clean is really important.
There's our first better job. I was just sitting there thinking he hasn't said it yet, and there it is. Oh yeah, Conklin again, complete waste. This guy.
Yeah, he's getting better every single day.
Getting better. Same with Mike Hall. Just getting better. That's all they're ever doing is getting better. They're not playing. They're just getting better. Unreal. Hall, I don't care. Conklin, complete and utter waste. Trade him for a bag of balls. Trade him for one ball. Trade him for a tee.
Beneficiary of some, and some of those come when you're playing really hard. Like on special teams, if you're playing really hard, you're going to draw some penalties, and I thought that may have been the case a couple of those. And then we really focus on those pre-snap penalties and the ones that you can avoid. We talk about avoiding the avoidables, and I think for the most part, we're pretty good today.
So there you go. The special teams, though, not like still, it was a problem. We're still giving up big kickoffs. The personal foul and the missed field goal. Then we give him a second chance. I still you know the rules. You don't go over the center like that. So to me, that's you could have avoided that unavoidable, Kevin. We focus on the pre-snap penalties, but geez, oh man, And then how about this? Let's keep sticking Dillon Sampson back to the return kicks. Do you know how many kickoffs Dillon Sampson returned when he was at Tennessee? Do you know how many? Close your eyes. What do you see? Nothing. He never, ever returned a kick at Tennessee. And we've got him back there, and the ball's bouncing all over the place. I just don't get this. And Larvidan was back. I don't understand what's going on. So the special teams, to me, still a huge question mark. The offense ran the ball. We ran the ball. Little concerned that we only had Judkins, 9 yards in the second half on 8 carries. Not that good in the second half. We just, we were shut out in the third quarter. If it wasn't for this defense, Kevin Stefanski would be answering a lot of questions right now about the offense, because the offense did enough, but this is a terrible team. I mean, this team is awful. Mike McDaniels will be fired. Tua's terrible. And then we got Tua 2.0. So you could see where this is going. He's only going to be a game manager for you. That's it. And even you could hear Adam Archuleta talking about it. He's like, look, he's not going to be an elite quarterback. He's like, I see some nice things, but that's what everybody says. I see some nice things. Elite quarterback is not one of them. So, which kind of kicks off our what did we learn? That's what we learned. The more we see Dillon Gabriel, the best you're going to get out of him is game manager. I mean, it's my opinion. Judkins is a stud, and I think Dillon Sampson is severely underused at this point. I don't get it. I don't know why we keep seeing Jerome Ford on the field. I think we could balance. I really feel we have a Gibbs-Montgomery thing here with Sampson and Judkins. We just need to get Sampson out there and get him the ball. 3 carries. He went from 1 carry, now 3 and 3. It doesn't make any sense, especially when we had control of the game. Why not get him in there and just start pounding him like you were pounding Judkins? And let's see what he can do, because he's another ticking time bomb with fresh legs, and he could break another one for you. But that's what I keep saying about Judkins. I feel the same way about Sampson. Just keep giving him the ball. That's all you got to do, because eventually he's going to pop one off. And you saw it. You saw it on the 46-yard run. Like, just get the ball in his hands. And I think we got to get the ball in Sampson's hands too. The wide receivers still, like, nobody can get open. So, but again, the play calling still super sketchy. It's still a problem. Why are we dropping back 3rd and 12 in our own end zone? Why are we dropping him back? Like, that was a near disaster. It was almost a safety. Even Archuleta was saying, I don't get this. Archuleta's questioning the play calls. He sees it. Everybody sees it. The play calling is still a problem. If we win his game 31-6, Kevin would be under duress right now from reporters about the play calls. You can let it go today because the defense did it. But that's the difference. When you get this defense a lead, you could see the difference, right? So just get them a little bit of a lead. Just get them a lead, offense. That's all you got to do. Get them a little bit of a lead and let them go crazy. And that's exactly what happened today. And I know I'm trying not to talk out of both sides of my mouth, but because, saying the offense did enough, for the defense to do what it needed to do. And then I'm saying, though, the offense still struggled, which, I mean, in both cases is true. But here's what I'm going to say. We should have been winning like this all year long. This is the way we can win games, but you got to just get a little bit of something out of the offense. And we did today. Judkins. We got a little bit out of Judkins, which is, he's a true stud. And we just need to keep him on the field as much as possible and keep the ball in his hands as much as possible. Mentioned Jack Conklin, complete waste, of course, out again. Njoku didn't even play, but non-factor. Fannin had, a decent game. But he's having trouble blocking. I can tell you that much. You did miss Njoku's blocking, And that's the thing. We ran the ball without our starting tackles, without Njoku. You still ran the ball like that. So just run the ball. Like, we got guys that can block. But we can't. Don't let them drop. Don't drop your quarterback 8 yards in the backfield like you did with Flacco for 4 games. And then watch him get sacked and all. Like, it's pretty simple, Kevin. Today is the recipe you got to build on. Defense is just, it is legit, folks. I'm sorry. And you see, when we have a lead, look out. They did bend but didn't break a couple of times, which is fine. But man, oh man, when we had the lead, they were everywhere. So it's just awesome to see. It's awesome to know that you have this defense that can get you, that can get off the field. And now, when you add those turnovers to the mix, holy moly, it just changes everything. So they did what they needed to do against a really, really bad football team. Thought the Browns were bad. Miami is in complete shambles, complete mess. McDaniels will be gone. He's dressing like the Unabomber, doesn't want anybody to know who he is. He's probably going to go hide out in a cabin somewhere at this point because they are in shambles. Now, coming up, we got New England, who just it was the revenge bowl. We could have had Mike Vrabel coaching our team, but he went and kicked the crap out of Tennessee. Which was expected. So New England next week, not going to be easy. So we're going to find out how much we learned today, beating a bad team, how much it applies to when you have to play a good team. Then we get the bye week, and then you get the crappy Jets who benched Justin Fields today. I told you, Fields stinks. Fields terrible. But then you get Baltimore and Vegas, who also got blasted by Kansas City. So there's definitely 2 very winnable games in there. New England, it's going to take a monumental effort. Baltimore, I fully expect Jackson to be back, but we get them here, so that helps. So the season has been saved, folks. Wow. Told you could save the season, just like Cincinnati did the other night. So we have saved the season. Now, one thing we always save for the end of the show are the viewer comments, and these are post-game viewer comments. And Mitch Raps back says, check that out. They let Judkins run the ball, and voila, 14 points early. Imagine if they let Sanders throw the ball. Well, that part of the offense is coming. It's gonna be a little while, I think, before gonna be a few more games at least before we get there. If Dillon keeps, if some of those near interceptions start turning into interceptions, look out. But no, the first part is exactly right. Just run Judkins. We're back to run Chubb. Run the ball, Kevin. Just run Judkins. Don Hamilton, 44-50. Watching the Browns during the second drive versus the Dolphins. Sure enough, the Browns get in the red zone. Out goes Judkins. End result, field goal. Browns up 3-0. Yeah, and then you see what happens when we kept him in, when we were inside the 10. Touchdown. 2 touchdowns. Keep him on the field. Give him the ball. It's not that hard, Kevin. Keep feeding him. And I'm saying Sampson has to be, you don't have to run Judkins to death. Mix Sampson in there. Sampson should have 10 to 15 carries. Judkins should be minimum 25 carries. Sampson 10 to 15 every game. Every game. And I think you got to get the ball in Sampson's hands through the air too. He's such good hands and he's so quick. Hall of Fame bullies. Says Stefanski is going to embarrass some of you that are making a living bashing him. He said, and this is actually during the Browns will score 25 today. Well, they scored 31. The Browns did, not the offense. The Browns did, and therein lies the difference. Paid bum. This game was one of the most important games of the season, and it was. Remember, we talked about it all week. Like Kevin Stefanski's job, well, it should have been on the line. Like they had to win this game or it was going to get so ugly so fast. But Paid Bum says this was one of the most important games of the season. Totally agree. He said if the Browns didn't win, it was going to look very bad. And he's absolutely right. And so this, if nothing else, buys Kevin some time. We'll see what happens against New England next week because that's a good team, folks. So there's your litmus test. Like Miami, we've been telling you all week how terrible they are. And I told you, bet the Browns are going to win. I did. I bet Judkins for a touchdown. I bet Judkins get 100 yards. He got 84. I had him at 80 and I had him at 100. But we got the 80. We didn't get the 100. So, but I mean, you saw it coming all week. This is a terrible team. Like they can't guard against the pass and they definitely can't guard against the run. And so they gave up 190 yards in the 3 games prior to today. And then today, what did, let's see here. We ran for a total of 104 yards. So, you know, it was enough to win 104 yards on this porous run defense of Miami. And we will end on this. Tiki on pause, who says there will be a Victory Monday Grizzler. Can't wait. Yes. And enjoy Victory Sunday. The Browns with the win. Good. Folks, I'm happy we won. Don't get me wrong. So, like, I'm frustrated because this is the way we could have been winning these other games. If we just run the ball, we could have won those games with Flacco. All you got to do is run the ball. Just do a little bit on offense and let that defense go nuts. This is exactly how I envisioned it going, and we should have been 3-3 going into this game. We should be at minimum 4-3 right now. And completely in the mix in the AFC. Still in there. I mean, playoffs are still a possibility. You can get to 500. You got a shot. So great win. There's our instant reaction. We'll have cancel Meltdown Monday. Cancel it. Is it Motivated Monday? I don't know. I'll come up with something. But it won't be Meltdown Monday. That's good. We don't want any more Meltdown Mondays. So it was just nice. It was nice to see a game to go the way you fully expect it to go. That's exactly how I expected this game to go. Run the ball down their throats. Defense takes over. Tua is a complete mess. The Unabomber didn't know what to do. Now he'll head off to his cabin. And but we gotta look at that picture one more time. It's crazy. Like he had to know he was dressing like the Unabomber, right? I mean, come on. Anyway, it was cloudy and rain. He's wearing sunglasses. Like he was trying to hide out from somebody. He knew what was coming. He knew they were going to get their butts beat by this elite defense. Even Adam Archuleta, who was a really good safety in his day, called this defense elite. And I agree. We have a Super Bowl caliber defense. And we finally got enough offense mustered up to help them out. And look what happened. So there you go, folks. All right, that's going to do it. We'll be back tomorrow. No, it won't be Meltdown Monday. Right now, we'll call it Motivated Monday, Memorable Monday. I don't know. Anyway, we'll be here. We'll talk more about it. Thanks so much for joining us. Instant reaction. Go Browns. Let's get the ball back, baby. Let's go. We broke the ball. The ball can't believe we won. The ball can't believe it. Holy moly. The ball's dead. I think it passed out when it saw we won. All right, let's go. Go Browns. We'll see you next time.